All right, today is Valentine's Day. There's nothing really much to say about today, but I thought I might as well make a video. I'm kind of, bummed out today, which is kind of rare because Valentine's Day, it really is just another day to me. Like, I never really put any thought into it, mainly because, like, I just don't have to, because I've never experienced it with anybody. It's just always just the same day as yesterday for me, for Valentine's Day. But, as I was leaving the house today, I did go to the gym, the supermarket, and now I'm at the park. But, as I was leaving, my mom was like, she was the only one to wish me, happy Valentine's Day as usual. But she was like, oh, I can't wait for you to, experience Valentine's Day with your first girl. And it's like, I'm 23 years old. You know what I mean? Like, That's something that should have happened when I was like 14, 15, 16. Like, at this point, like, I just don't care, and like I told her, I'm like, I'm over it. Like, it ain't gonna happen. Like, it just, I don't know, it just made me sad. I'm like, I'm just a defeated ogre. Like, I look like crap, like at this day and age, like I really look like bad, guys. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I look really bad, these days. Like, my looks are just fading, like, at a rapid pace. And, I told her that, and she was like, oh, there's going to be a girl out there that loves you for who you are. And I mean, what else is my mom supposed to say to that? But there's just something about when people try and uplift you like that, and when you've heard it for the 100th time, and you just know deep down it's a load of crap, because all it did was just bring back memories of just like these brutal rejections. Like, I've just been thinking today about, that one girl that ran away from me and everybody laughed at me, which that happened when I was like 18. I don't know, it just brings back like terrible memories, because it's just a load of crap. So I've just been like sad about that. My gym buddy ghosted me, my new gym buddy completely ghosted me. So like now I'm just like, what did I do wrong? Did I say something wrong? So I don't know, I've just been trying like not to let it get to me. Like, it is hard, but I don't know. Valentine's Day, it is what it is. And it's funny because like the gym, I was kind of like, before I went in the gym, I was like, I wonder how many, like lonely, defeated dudes are going to be here. You know what I mean? So I was actually surprised. It was mostly like older men, I guess, because it's like, I went at like, around 12. Today is Wednesday. So like, those are kind of neat hours. But I did see a girl there that I used to go to high school with her boyfriend. That was kind of awkward. It's always awkward when I see people from high school, but yeah, it was mostly men, which is kind of weird, because usually I would say like the ratio, I would say it's usually like 60% female in the gym. I noticed like anecdotally, like at the gym I go to, it's mostly females for some reason. But yeah, I saw that. And then when I went to the supermarket, and this is especially brutal, like if you work in retail, guys, because I remember, last year when I was working in retail, oh my God, like, for Valentine's Day, I was always the one setting up like decorations. I remember I had to, I had to like put these like, like plastic hearts. I'd like attach like fishing wire to them and like hang them from the ceiling, because they were all, so it looked like, I don't know, it was just weird. I had to do like a bunch of those. It took very long. Set up decorations. Same thing for like Christmas and all the other holidays. And even just for my boss to tell me, oh, it looks like shit. So I don't know. It's just like brutal setting up the decorations. And then, when the day, I remember working that day, and just like couples were constantly coming in and, buying stuff. And, because the place I used to work at sold like cheap wine. Like couples would buy like wine, and I don't know. It was just like very weird. I like, that's like the defining moment, like where you're missing out. Like when you see a bunch of couples like just together, like walking in and out of stores and like, with each other. Cause it's different. Like if you're in your house and you're just like sitting inside all day, like on Valentine's Day, you're not really going to give much of a shit. But, when you're out there, it's different, because you just kind of notice things, and you kind of feel left out a little bit. Like when I was at the supermarket, there's so many couples that were walking around with like bouquets of flowers, and Because I guess, like, when Valentine's Day rolls around, they just start selling flowers. Same thing, like, the place I used to work at did that too, I guess, for, like, extra sales, even though that's not what they normally sell. And I was just, like, so surprised. You know, I would say mainly, like, middle-aged couples, you know. But same thing for people were buying, like, heart-shaped lollipops. And I don't know, it was just like, I was just like, damn, you know, I kind of feel like I'm missing out. Like, is Valentine's Day really that special, you know, to, like, the average normie? I don't know. Another crazy thing too is I have this Instagram. It's a female Instagram. Like, it used to be like some meme page I had. It doesn't have like too many followers on it, but I'm following some people from high school on it. And simultaneously at the same time, so I got a notification on it, and it was some random ass dude wishing me a happy Valentine's Day. And I'm not even kidding, guys. So it's been like 2 months since I changed it to a female profile. And I'm not even kidding. The second I did that, within like a day's time, I started getting like messages from like random dudes, you know, like saying hi, hey, just like influx, like coming in. Now it's like not as much, but when I first changed it, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, I just had so many men just messaging it. And, yeah, today some random ass dude, and I clicked on his profile. It like never began, as expected, but still I was just like, Jesus, man. And, you know, as I opened it too, this one dude I used to go to high school with, he's married, which is weird. You know, I kind of find that crazy. You know, happy Valentine's Day to my wife. And I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker got married when? But yeah, I don't know. I just find that insane how, like, obviously not like a huge percent, but I'm noticing like some people who I used to go to high school with, are getting married. I don't know. It's kind of 23, 24 age getting married. I don't know. I mean, you know, most of the ones, like, I was talking to this one kid last month who I used to go to high school with, and he was telling me all the kids that got married from our grade. And it usually is the ones that have had, like, you know, high school sweethearts. You know what I mean? Like, if you've been dating since high school, I mean, I guess it makes sense to get married in your early 20s. But I don't know. School kind of, I swear to God, like, I don't know if your guys' school did this, but I swear to God, school, like, they hype up Valentine's Day so hard for absolutely no reason, especially for me in, you know, elementary school, I guess because you're new to everything, I don't know, but elementary school and middle school, they just overhyped it so bad. And you know, I've talked about this before in, like, one of my last Valentine's Day videos, but you know, in middle school, they used to have this thing, you know, from whatever all the grades where you would, in the cafeteria, they would sell roses, and you pay for a rose, and at the last, you know, period of the day, somebody comes into your classroom and they give it to whoever you bought it for. And, you know, I've told this before, but basically, you know, I never got any. Basically, all the subhuman kids never got any, like, ever. It was always, like, the popular kids. The girls always usually got at least one flower. And, you know, again, like, I've told this before, but I'm just going to, like, keep it short, like, if you already know. I bought a flower for some girl I had a crush on in the same class, and I got it back by an accident, which at this point, thank God. You know, that would have been embarrassing, you know, if she saw my name on it, because you could choose to leave it anonymous. I didn't. So I'm glad the kid, like, messed it up, because, like, most people left it anonymous, of course, but the kid that was handing out the flowers, since we were both in the same class, I guess, you know, he messed up and gave it back to me. And, you know, nowadays, you know, I was thinking about that, you know, because every time Valentine's Day rolls around, I think about that, and I'm like, you know what, like, this year, I'm like, I'm kind of glad he gave me the flower back, because, like, if I gave it to, like, that girl that I had a crush on, she probably, like, I don't know, it probably wouldn't have ended well, you know. But yeah, you know, I never got a flower. And I just remember, like, all those years during middle school, like, because again, like, if you guys have had this happen in your schools, like, let me know. I mean, I'd be, you know, interested to hear, like, what your schools did for Valentine's Day. But it was so soul crushing, because, like, every time one of the kids would come in with, like, you know, holding all these roses, you know, with, like, a bunch of, like, people's names on them, I would just be sitting there, like, so excited, like, I hope some girl likes me, I hope I get a flower from somebody, because, like, that's how it worked. You would buy a rose for your crush, And those 4 years, I never got one. You know, I'd be so excited. They'd be handing them out. You know, I'd watch like all these kids getting flowers, and, you know, the last flower, I'd be like, oh, please be me. Never was. What happened was I got fucked. Oh man, it is brutal. You know, it is what it is. And I just always remember being so depressed after that, because I was just hoping in the back of my head, even though it was never going to happen. You know, I was just hoping, like, please, like, let me get a flower from some girl, man. You know, that way, you know, I could talk to her and all this and blah, 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 and whatever. Because like I said, that's what it was. It was like the Secret Santa type of thing. You know, you just like, give one to your crush and hope she likes you type of shit, you know, and vice versa. But nope, they would go to, like, you know, the popular kid, like the chat or whatever, and they just give them, like, drop them off like 5 different flowers. And yeah, it just seemed like most people got flowers except for me every single year, you know. Yeah. It really was soul crushing for me. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have taken it that personally, but, like, I don't know. Every time I just did, I got sad. And then, you know, high school rolls around, and I also had like this really extreme cope in the back of my head as well going through school, especially after I graduated. Like, I thought to myself, like, a lot. I used to think, like, man, you know, there had to have been at least one girl in my school years, you know, in my entire, like, you know, 12 years of schooling that had to have had a crush on me, right? Because at the end of the day, think about this, right? Because, like, that's why I ask myself this, because you'll never know. You'll never, ever know in a million years if a girl liked you from high school. Because, like, there's been plenty of girls who I've liked that I haven't said anything to or asked out or anything. I mean, of course, you know, I've asked out a lot of girls so far and got rejected every single time. But, you know, there's ones that I, you know, never said anything to. And I always used to think to myself, like, oh, maybe there's, you know, a girl out there that, like, secretly has a crush on me. And I feel like that's a cope. You know what I mean? Like, thinking back on it, I'm like, there probably wasn't a single girl that had a crush on me at all. You know, like, it is what it is, you know. So that's pretty much it for Valentine's Day. I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day with my right hand. Might make some music, you know, keep my mind off things. But I don't know. Every day's such a struggle, man, when you're alone. It really is. You know, when you have nobody. All right. Today, I want to talk about the social media experience as an unattractive man. Not only, you know, from me, but like other people.